In this video, we're going to be looking at exactly what HEX can do in the future, folks. HEX is on an absolute tear since the beginning of January 2023. In fact, it's already gone up 300% just in the last few days alone. Now, this is an incredible opportunity, and I want everyone to make sure that you're taking advantage of such an amazing opportunity. But this comes to beg the question then. How high can the price of HEX really go? And that's what we're going to be diving into in this video today, folks. Stay tuned, stick around, enjoy the content, and let's take a little peeky-weeky at exactly what HEX might do here in the future. So as you can see, this is the HEX trading view, or this is the HEX Uniswap chart since its in existence. This is HEX launched in December of 2019. Now, this does a really good example of showing exactly how much it's done during this time. Now, folks, this is on the logarithmic scale, so you must understand that it has big moves in between, and this is also on a monthly chart. But just in this amount of time, for HEX's existence, this is actually showing a 92,000% return, whereas there are some charts showing a million% return. Now again, or 920,000% return. And there's other charts that are showing a million% return, such as the 10,000X. Now this one here is showing us a 9,200X, which is still an incredible return if you ask me. So let's see what HEX might be able to do here in the future using this same sentiment and using the same charts. You also have to understand a couple of things about HEX first. HEX is a certificate of deposit type coin on the blockchain system. The idea behind it is you can actually stake this coin and earn more coin of that particular one. Now, the one that you're earning is more HEX every single day. It's a trustless system that allows you to earn passive income. So if you want to find out more information about HEX, I highly advise going to check out go.hex.com and look into what HEX is all about. Start doing some research because you do not want to miss the opportunity of a lifetime that is literally right before your eyes. So we know that it's already done a massive return, and over the last few months, yes, it has been down, and it actually has gone down roughly about 96%. But if you are in crypto and you're familiar with crypto, then you have to understand that dips and volatility are in the game. In fact, most altcoins will have some form of dip, and a good correction for altcoins is considered to be 90% or more. So now that HEX has already gone down past the 90% mark, we can essentially pretty much say we are pretty close to the bottom of where it is right here. So let's check to see exactly what we might be looking forward, going forward in the future. Now, I put a little chart here, and I did this breaking it down using the pattern chart over here. Now, this chart is going to allow us to see what exactly might be feasible and might be possible using the exact same charts that's already happened for HEX and just basically copying and pasting that into these other years. So if you can come in here, you can see we're at 2023 through this whole time. We cusp into 2024 here and then into 2025. So based on what we're seeing on this chart alone, it looks like HEX is probably going to end up closing 2023 around the $1 mark, folks. Now again, that is a phenomenal return on your money because why? Currently, the price of HEX is sitting at 6 cents, folks. Yes, I say that again, 6 cents. So that is a nice, good 10x return, if not even more on your money, because at 10x we're at 60 cents. So that's a good almost 15x return. Now let's take a look into see what really may be happening, because what we know is typically during a bear market and a bull cycle, it goes through its ebbs and flows. We know that crypto has its volatility and it has its ups and downs, and it's gonna be a roller coaster ride, folks. So trying to understand this in a better metric, let's see if we can break this down. Knowing that after a full year of a bear cycle, typically what you will see is a 1-year accumulation phase. Now, this is what 2023 is essentially being. We're looking to go back to return to all-time highs, probably around the summer of 2023 based on this example of what we're looking at right now, and again ending the year somewhere in the ballpark of around $1, which is again a great return on your money. Now this is one example that you can see, and that actually puts us all the way up to essentially $26 by 2024. So yes, again, I say that once again, $26 per hex coin in 2024. Now this is again using one metric, and we're going to go through and check out a few metrics to see if we can understand this a little bit more, and maybe again use some other ideas that may come into play as well. But this is a phenomenal return of your money, because folks, if you end up getting this from this point in time, from 6 cents all the way up to $25, you are looking at a nice 42,000% return, or a nice 424x your money. Now this is going to be caught with a lot of questions, people wondering how is it possible that one coin can reach such a price. This is easily possible because way back in the day you used to get millions if not billions of hex when the price was well below a penny. And in fact, so many folks have traded, done so many other things with it, staked it, got rid of it, got out of the project, bought more higher. But instead of doing the billions of transactions like you were seeing here in these days when hex was sub 1 penny, you start seeing hundreds of millions over here, and people are starting to understand that one day we will only see millions of hex being traded instead of hundreds of millions, and then one day there's going to be hundreds of thousands of hex being traded. And this is how it works. It is called a redistribution of wealth. Happens with every good crypto project out there. That is how the price can continue to pump while separating and actually getting into the hands of newer folks. So one person may have the clue or mind mentality to go and sell their hex, and when they do, they can cash out, and great for them, they've made some good profits. But what they do in that scenario is they typically redistribute that wealth, and we're going to take a look exactly what I'm talking about there in just 1 minute. So this is one example of what we're seeing. Now what if we break it down into a weekly chart and try to understand this in a better system here? So if we see this here, what we're going to do is using the Fibonacci retracement. Now this is an actual tool that a lot of folks will use while trading. They try to get a good understanding of exactly what might happen here in the future. So what we can see is if we take it from the all-time low of when hex first launched, and it actually dropped essentially 95% right at the very beginning, it then went up and did a local high right here, roughly around 0.04 of a penny, and then drop back down again. Now what we can see is through this retracement level, they actually got pretty darn close to hitting this 2.618 level, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today, folks. This 2.618 level is going to be a key indicator, and it's going to be the number that we are going to be using when trying to figure out what the price of hex might possibly be here in the future. Now let's take again another example to see what may happen, and we're going to be going through and using the time right before big payday, when again the local low was roughly around where were we at, 0.2 of a penny. It got up to past big payday, and then it had the nice drop right after to follow. What we can see once again is hex broke the 2.618 level that we were talking about. Now again, this 2.618 level is going to be an indicator that we are going to be focusing on. It actually passed the 2.618 indicator when it went up, and I want to use this metric as an understanding of what might be possible here in the very near future. And by near future, folks, I am mentioning by a couple of years, okay? Yes, you can get rich in crypto quickly. However, you do have to have at least some long-term mindset, folks. Like, I get you could get rich within a day, a month, 6 months if you choose correctly, get in at the perfect time, put in at the right time. You can have it happen, but for most folks, you got to hold on to this crypto for at least 2 to 5 years to really see some real big gains. In fact, what they usually say is in the first cycle you're in crypto, you learn. In the second cycle in crypto, you earn. So that's 4 years of a cycle, 3 years of a bear, or sorry, 3 years of a bull, 1 year of a bear. So those first 4 years you're learning, you're trying to figure out exactly how crypto works, the best plays, you have to make some decisions, you have to make some errors, you learn, folks. In the second cycle of crypto, the next 5 to 8 years, that is when you're really gonna be earning in crypto. So have a long-term mentality when you are messing with this stuff. But folks, let's just take this and see what we can break down and see what we can actually extrapolate from this information here. So currently the local low of HEX during this little bear market has been right about 1.8 cents, 1.7 cents, somewhere in that region. Now I am making an assumption here that we are probably going to end up getting up to roughly about 10 cents because we have a lot of hype happening around HEX right now. If you don't know, HEX is a Richard Heart product, should I say it? It is completed. He is also coming out with a new project. It's called PulseChain, and it's gonna have a decentralized exchange built at the same time called PulseX. Now, using these metrics, I can assume that we have a lot of announcement happening probably pretty freaking soon. So I'm gonna just run this up to roughly about 10 cents. I can see HEX getting there, especially within the announcement of PulseChain Testnet v3 coming out, or even the announcement of PulseChain launching at XYZ block number. Now, if we do end up going up to 10 cents, and I can assume we are probably gonna have a pullback as well. So let's just do a slight little pullback, and I don't think we're really gonna get down, but let's just say it gets down to around 4 cents, okay? Well, again, let's take a look at the 2.618 number. Why? Because that's the metric that we've been using this whole time. Now, folks, that is saying the price of HEX would be $3.48 per HEX. Now, again, this is using two different metrics. I'm just trying to understand and trying to get a better understanding of what the price may end up getting into, but this is a huge opportunity for you to share with your friends, to share with your loved ones. And if they don't believe in it, guys, don't force it. There's no need for it. If they want to go buy when the price of HEX is $1, $3, $5, $10, let them, you know, bring them on, welcome them, right? This is an exciting opportunity, I believe, for every single person here in the crypto industry / crypto space. Now, this is just one metric that we're referring to. This is a simple metric of what could happen just holding the tokens. Now, I could easily see this happen because, folks, we have gotten more stakers, more followers, we have more folks getting into HEX than ever, okay? And so I want to share another one real quick. Whoops, not that one. I want to share one more page, and this is going to be kind of showcasing exactly what I was mentioning in the beginning, that redistribution of wealth. Now, let me move and hide myself for just 1 second. Boop. Cool. So this is another website you can see. It's called dexscreener.com. And all we're trying to do here is try to showcase exactly what I'm referring to. The redistribution of wealth happens every single day. People are in fact going to sell. People are going to take profits. And folks, it's okay. Taking profits is something that you learn in the first cycle of crypto, and then you earn and you actually have the ability to take those profits going forward in the future. So this is exactly what I'm referring to right here though. The buyers versus the sellers, okay? Now the buyers over here showing 238 buyers. These sellers have 155 sellers. So this is exactly what we're referring to, because look at this, folks. These sellers have in fact sold $2 million worth of volume in terms of their sell volume, whereas the buyers are sitting at 1.6 million buyers. However, you can see that there are more buyers than there are sellers. And this sell volume is okay. Selling is gonna happen in the crypto. It's part of the game. So this is what I'm referring to, and this is why I do see it being very possible to attain the levels that we saw just a moment ago, where the price of HEX could end up reaching a crazy high number in your heart of hearts that could end up reaching as high as 20 $6. Now, again, even if we assume that the price will go up to the 2.618 level, we are looking at the $3.42 range. So this is definitely very possible. And I wanted to share this information with all y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below and how far you think HEX will go. Catch me in the next video. Peace. All right, so let me see what's going on. Let me say what's up to everyone who came in through chat. What's up, what's up, what's up? Hello, folks. Hello, my beautiful friends, my beautiful people. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Let me get back on the screen once again so you can see my beautiful face. All right. Pac-Man says, Merry Xmas. What up? Oh, yeah, I got that Christmas tree always. You know it. Let's say what's up to Clifton. Hello to all. Ready for a good stream. All in on ATX. Let's go. Absolutely, guys. I appreciate that there. Hello G33 says, hi there. Is that a paid version of TradingView? Nope, it is not. I do not pay for TradingView. I do not see that as a necessary investment for what I do. Most of my HEX is staked. I have a phenomenal staking ladder already set out to 15 years on multiple wallets. And TradingView is just a simple tool. The one chart that I was using a moment ago is uniswap.hex.vision, in case you were looking to see what that website was. But again, it was uniswap.hex.vision, and that just allows me to look at the actual chart of HEX since its existence, because originally it was on Uniswap v1, and then it went to v2, and now most of it's on v3. So that's a little breakdown. It just allows me to go back and see its full chart since the inception of HEX. To answer that question, I love roller coasters, Academatiated says. Absolutely. What's up, Hexicans? ATX, hey. What's up, Alfred? How are you, my friend? Yo, fam. How you doing, Crypto Compassion? Love seeing everyone in the chat. Love seeing all the information and all the excitement and all the love, folks. Thank you so much. This has been an absolute blast sharing all this information with you, and I'm looking forward to continuing the journey as well. If you like this content, you like what we're talking about, you want to see more of it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It just means that you're appreciating the content that is getting put out and you are enjoying what's being said, and it allows me to know that we are talking about what you actually want to hear, as long as it's all love. HEX will melt faces. Yeah, so a lot of folks don't really kind of grasp this idea that HEX will be $1, $2, $5, $10, $100. They can't really wrap their heads around how would that be possible, because in their heart of hearts they think one day HEX just magically ends up in that number. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. It is a roller coaster ride. There are volatilities, there are spikes of extreme FOMO, where you're gonna see people just go ape in and YOLO and make YOLO plays and do all that. And then you're gonna see the fear side and then the FUD and fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And then you're gonna see people selling and the price dropping, whether it be 50, 60, 70, 80, even 95%. Guys, dips are in the game, which is why I had to come up with a good strategy for myself that made sense, because we talk about it all the time here. It's the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. It allows you to have a good idea of what is going to happen in the future. What are you going to do? How are you going to plan and make sure that you succeed in this crazy freaking roller coaster ride called crypto? So please make sure that you are smashing the like button if you're enjoying this content as well. But yeah, they don't understand that this redistribution of wealth is in fact happening daily. So the folks that are selling 150 million HEX, or 5 million HEX, or 3 million HEX, again, the people selling millions of HEX is actually getting lower and lower and lower. In fact, if we pull up this website once again for DEX Screener, for example, I can then just type in this little filter and say 1 million HEX, right? I just want to see how many folks are actually selling 1 million. And you'll see there's people who are selling, there's people who are buying, but look how many transactions out of all of yesterday. there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions. One of them ended up getting removed because it looks like they didn't want to do it, so they pulled their liquidity or did something, pulled their limit order, so they removed it. But again, there were only 4 transactions of 1,000,000 HEX or more. You can go back to the previous day, look at it once again, 20, 20, 20, 20. So again, 4 transactions of 1,000,000 HEX or more. Now, it seems like, in my opinion, this person's trading, right? Because you can literally see their exact same wallet address. So they sold here at 2,077,000. They bought some more at 2,095,000, right? And so this is just showing that they're basically trying to, make some plays on it. They actually did it backwards, if you ask me, but it is what it is, right? So they ended up selling at 0.61 or 6.1 and then buying at 6.5. A little bit backwards, but okay, it is what it is. I'm sure they had some money and they were just wanting to make sure that they didn't miss out on the next rally, whatever. We can try to dive into what they're doing. But again, folks, like if you go back to HEX's existence since the inception, and I wish I can go back and filter this and really show you way back in the day, folks, these millions of HEX that were being done and bought and sold were happening so frequently. Let's actually break this down and do a 10 million here, because not many folks are even doing 10 million HEX. I mean, the last time a transaction was done with 10 million HEX was February 8th. Nope, they removed their order. So yeah, you had one at 13 million February 4th. You had another one, 17 million February 4th. A couple of people buying, couple of people selling. Again, millions of HEX here, 69 million HEX here on January 18th. But these frequencies that are happening are so low. So what's happening is a redistribution of wealth. When these folks are selling 69 million HEX, for example, or 20 million HEX, the people below are buying and they're scooping it up and they're getting 100,000 HEX, 500,000 HEX, 1,000,000 HEX, right? And they're scooping up that 20 million, 69 million order. But it's redistributing the wealth across to more people who are going to be holding the price up and making that price more stable when it goes forward in the future. So you can see that, again, I don't even think I can even do anything more because people aren't really doing anything more than 100 million HEX. Yeah, it's not happening. But way back in the day when HEX first existed and launched, people were trading hundreds of millions of HEX, if not billions of HEX. So this is what I'm referring to when I'm talking about the price exceeding and actually meeting this area up here and getting up to whether it be $3 or $12 or $25. It's very, very possible, folks. It is definitely very possible. And I wanted to share this with all of you beautiful people because I think this is definitely important for folks to know. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, HEX will melt faces. Smash the like and subscribe. Yeah, listen to Crypto Jake. He know what he's doing. Smash the like and the subscribe. Definitely appreciate that. Can't wait for the PulseX burn, baby, burn. Absolutely, guys. And the PulseX, oh my gosh, like I went and checked out the testnet the other day. Once again, let me just connect one more time so I can just kind of show y'all real quick here. We're gonna switch the networks over to PulseChain. And this is so cool, guys. I do advise people to actually get on and use it for testing out the network, testing out just everything about this, right? Making sure that you have a good understanding of how it all works. What makes sense? You have to enable pools. You have to do all this stuff. I wish there was some more PulseX pools so we can kind of mess around with the single-sided liquidity farming and that we had in the very beginning, but there is still this yield farming side here showing again 19%, 30% here. Now again, this is used by pairing up both the tokens. You provide both of them, and by providing both of them, you can actually earn some more yield passively. And this is another way that we're going to be making passive income over here. Now the beautiful part about this is we actually see the burn info up here. So far there's already been 84 billion PulseX burned on the testnet alone. Now folks, this is wild. This is testnet, and I can't even imagine how fast this number is going to ratchet up as soon as we actually start getting live PulseChain and PulseX abilities where we can transact on a decentralized exchange and have all the fun. And you can literally go in here and claim some of these burns. You can do it yourself. You can literally come in here and say you want to burn these 2 tokens as long as you have the right coins. And again, I don't have the fees and these tokens in order to actually be able to burn it. But this is all what we need to be learning and how it makes sense and what's going to happen. So yes, absolutely wild time. That burn function in PulseX is wild. Oh, we got PulseX 1000x plus by 2025. Yep, so I could see that being possible. Again, there's a few other wallets or decentralized exchanges that have happened in the past. Let me just kind of close this one down. There's a few decentralized exchanges that have happened in the past. And again, I've pulled this up, but I'll show you again. So if I pull it up over here, you can see that, you know, there has been a few of them, not within 2025 would be 2 years. So a few of these have actually gone and done essentially 883x. Cake went and did a 200x within 100 days. You had Rune who did a 2,600x in 600 days, and I don't see why PulseX can't do something if not more. So get ready and strap on, because it's going to be a wild ride when we actually hit that point in time. Like straight up, it's going to be a freaking blast. Greeting ATX. What's up, Harvey? Says greeting ATX and everyone in the chat. Slap the like button. Yeah, hit it like Will Smith. What's up, Big GZ? How are you, my friend? Good to see you as well. I wish I would show all these because that's just hilarious. But face palm, blue smiling face, yeah. Just all the emojis right there from everything. ATX, sell your HEX. Yes, this is the moment in time I do not want to make sure. I do not want to capitalize on a $25 HEX in the future. I have to sell it all. Let me take a quick sip of coffee real fast, folks. Y'all are hilarious. Now, again, there is a profitability portion that you have to make sure that you are taking profits in your crypto, folks. And we talk about that in my Patreon as well, and actually have a profit taking spreadsheet for anyone who wants to join. I will give you a quick glimpse of what that looks like as well into the profit taking spreadsheet, because it is quite something that everyone should be planning. And I do advise that folks go check it out as well. Link is down in the description below. And I might as well just throw this little thing up on the chat as well. That is a QR code for my Patreon up on the screen right now, should you want to join. But essentially on here, guys, this is saying what the price is. It allows me to type in all this information. So it says, what's my initial investment? We're just going to say you have $1,000, okay? We're going to say the current price is somewhere in the ballpark of 0.05 HEX, okay? And again, I'm just assuming that you were able to scoop up some HEX around this 5-cent threshold, if not lower, but I'm just using this as an example of what's really possible as well. Now, I then want to kind of go through here and see exactly where and when I might want to end up taking any profit. Now, my idea of profit taking is doing it, selling it on a double. Every single double, you sell roughly about 5%. Now, you can choose 5, 10, 15, 20. You can choose all of that down here. In fact, you can customize this all up yourself as well, should you want to, and really dive in and change this up to take out 90%, take out 5%. Customize this up to however you want. But guys, I use this as my tool, as a guide to say, here's where I'm going to set my limit orders. Everything is done automatically, so I don't have to worry about, do I take profit, do I not? Most times when you try to figure out if you should take profit, greed steps in. You start wondering, is the price going to double when you sell? All these different things. And so I made a nice little profit taking strategy here that says when the price reaches 10 cents, you will sell 1,000 coins. In this example, you'll get $100 back. The price that you would set next is 20 cents, 40 cents, 80 cents, 160, and 320. Now, the benefit of this $3.20, as you can see, out of this time, you would end up cashing out roughly about $5,116. You would still have 14,000 coins remaining. And if we did 14,000 times $3.20, you would still have quite a bit of wealth sitting in your HEX, liquid as well, or staked, or however you feel like having it done. But you do need to set up some sort of profitability spreadsheet or some sort of idea or some sort of strategy to make sure that you can capture and take advantage of all of these moments in time, okay? So I wanted to share that with folks who were just kind of getting there and just learning about this stuff. But yeah, there hasn't been anyone who sold 100 million HEX in quite some time, whereas back in the day, 100 million HEX was actually being traded on a daily basis per person, if you can imagine. And then a lot of those folks have done a lot of things with it, whether it be staked or sell or out of the project or whatever. So come up with what makes sense for you. I'm not a financial advisor. Do you, boo? Yeah, I'm not your personal financial advisor as well. You got to figure all that information out yourself. Yeah, we got a little cheers, cheers to Hexicans. Absolutely. I'll do a cheers to that. Hex Huddle says, I'm the 10th like. All the likes are appreciated. Thank you so much for all the likes and all the love, all the support, all the subscribers, everything happening recently, guys. So much love to every single one of you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Much, much appreciated. I'm a Pulse Bitcoin holder, and you're probably going to end up holding that one. Yeah, so again, like, I don't mind having other coins. If you're going to do other coins, I advise, or I can't advise because I'm not your financial advisor, whatever. But what I would do myself if I was in your position is I would move those coins over into a separate wallet that I do not have my PulseX sacrifice, that I do not have my PulseChain sacrifice, that I do not have my HEX stakes, that I do not have any liquid HEX on. I want that wallet to be separate from those main pillars, because that right there is going to make so much difference of your security, your well-being, your mindset, your mentality. And God forbid something ends up happening with one of the other wallets, the DGen wallets, because you connect to another dApp. You don't screw yourself over completely. You just lose whatever you lose over there. You still have the foundation set, and so the house can be rebuilt, basically, is an easy way to say it. The 4 pillars are already there for you. And the 4 pillars are PulseChain, PulseX, HEX on both PulseChain and Ethereum, to answer that question. Dude, ATX wearing a tie. He's going places. Hey, yeah, no, I love, dude. Have you not seen me in a tie, Alan? I usually wear a tie damn near most of the days, but I appreciate you coming through. Probably to a job interview. Yeah, to Popeyes, right? I'm coming to join you, Alan. No, I ain't doing no job interview, fam. I come and you gotta look sharp, man. Like, why would you not want to feel? You dress sharp, you feel sharp, it feels nice, it feels good, it feels great, man. So like, yeah, that's exactly what I do here. I started doing a daily stream, and so some days I put a nice little suit and tie on, if you will. Some days I just go without the tie. Some days I'm just wearing a regular old shirt. Why? Because I can. Because I can. I do what I want. When I want. You can't stop me. ATX is here to stay. I appreciate that, Crypto Jake. Thank you again. We got Hex Huddle in the house. He had a tie on when he interviewed Funding Jim. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that helps provide my point. Yeah, definitely put on the tie. It looks nice. Why would you not? He probably had a fire tie because he had a court date. LOL. Everyone's saying what's up to people. At the end of the day, all things Pulse will lift the bags of Hexicans as it should. We are blessed. We are in a blessed system, a wallet coming that we can all gain from. Yeah, so again, it's so funny. We call it wallets. Richard Hart himself has been like, call it a keychain. And then he made this post, and so many people in the Hexagon community are like, I can't wait for the RH wallet. I thought that shit, I was laughing whenever I saw that post. Everyone was just basically I might as well just pull it up real quick because why not, right? It's just hilarious, man. That shit had me chuckling. So I'm gonna go over here to our good old man, Richard Hart. Hey, Richard Hart was right, was trending for me. That is dope. Look at that, trending. Richard Hart was right. Hey, dope as fuck. All right, so here we go. Where did he say it? One time. Oh, goodness gracious. Is this all yesterday? I haven't seen his tweets for a little bit, I guess. Let me just do a Control F and type in wallet. Cool, there you go. Much easier. Nope. I thought that would be it. Oh, there you go. So he says it right here. Zoom, sucker. There you go. Your Ethereum or Bitcoin wallet is not a wallet. It's a key ring. It just holds keys. You can have many other key rings with copies of the same keys in the system. Stop calling them cryptocurrency wallets. They're not. Your coins are not in your wallets. They're in the blockchain. and then, bro, the best part about this, literally I went on down just to fucking laugh. Looking forward to that RH wallet. We are ready for the Richard Heart wallet. People are trying to correct it. Keyring. Literally, everyone was just coming, Heart wallet soon. Nice keyring wallet, dude. Every person on here just basically just like ripped through and just said, yeah, when RH keyring, yeah, exactly. Smart wallets are wallets, though. And so it literally just comes in here and just has to say this thing. Everyone who I found, that shit was hilarious. Hex only for wallet sack face. Dude, that shit was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. I at least found it funny. I hope you found it just as funny, because that was comical and humorous to me. All right, so back to good old Hex chart here. I love seeing this chart, love seeing this data, love seeing this information. Let's see what's going on in chat. We got Alan Fitzma. LOL. Yeah, that shit was funny. This is an in the weeds question. When do you see a decoupling of Hex and Pulse from Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, so anytime a new coin is launched, Clifton, it's instantly decoupled. There's nothing that is going to bond it to anything else, and there is no correlation. It's a new coin. It does its own thing. It goes through its price discovery, and typically, depending upon what you bond it with in terms of liquidity pairing, that is what you will end up getting some bonding to. Now, Hex was bonded by USDC and primarily bonded by USDC, which is why when Bitcoin and Ethereum, in fact, what a great question. Correlation. Yeah, so I have this little item here that kind of goes and showcases this information that you're talking about. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can see, have essentially a 0.9. And by the way, if you don't understand what this means and what this is, 1 is the highest you can have in terms of correlation on this chart. 1 means it's completely 1-for-1 correlated, meaning when one goes up, the other goes up exactly the same. When one goes down, the other goes down exactly the same. So you can see here that Hex is only correlated to Bitcoin by about 0.54. So good stuff there. It's already showing a nice decoupling here. Now Ethereum wise, it's sitting at 0.62. Again, not as high, but still up there if you ask me. So if when Ethereum moves, it does have some pull and some effect on Hex, because there is some bonding through liquidity with Hex and Ethereum. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are freaking locked at the hip, it seems like, at this point in time. When one goes up, the other goes up. You can literally look at the charts and it's like identical. It's almost scary how very similar they are. Ethereum has slightly started to decouple, but again, it's just not. It is what it is, right? So to answer the question, how long do I think before Hex and Pulse become unbonded or decoupled from Bitcoin and Ethereum? I mean, as soon as PulseChain launches, it's going to happen. It's going to make it that much easier to happen, because there's going to be more pairing to other objects and things. So no matter what, Hex is on the Ethereum blockchain. There's always going to be some Ethereum and Hex paired together. So there will always be some coupling. It's just a matter of how much. I don't think it'll ever be a point in time where they're decoupled completely. Hopefully that answers the question, but yeah, that's what you're kind of looking at when you're seeing this information. So again, BTC over here, Ethereum over here, 0.9 or highly correlated to Bitcoin, not so correlated to Bitcoin with Hex, and then again, Hex is somewhat correlated to more so to Ethereum. So that's how that works. There's whale. But yeah, answer that question. LOL at Hex Hodl. Looking sharp, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love the button down and tie. Bristology, thank you so much. Yeah, big fan of looking all sharp. You know what I mean? Feels good. When you feel good, you say good things, and then you look at the Hex price and you look at the Hex chart and you're like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. it's so beautiful, folks. Like, it really is. Just showing what this could be, really getting back into the 2.618 level like we had discussed earlier in the stream. If you missed that, you can always go back and restart the stream and just check it out, speed it up, 2x, whatever makes sense for you. But we're looking to be around $3.60 based on this information. And it all depends on where this number ends up going, because this is going to change completely. So if HEX ends up reaching somewhere around we'll just say 20 cents, and then it actually dips down somewhere in the ballpark of about 12 cents or 10 cents again, then again, these numbers all start moving up. So this is tough to say because, again, this chart isn't fully made out yet at this point in time. So I can't really say this is what's going to happen. But even if you break it down here, it puts the 2.618 here at $65 per HEX, folks. That is wild. And if you have a law of diminishing return, we end up maybe only getting to 1.618 instead. In that regard, you're still looking at a $5 HEX. So we have some phenomenal future ahead of us. You just got to hold on for the ride, because it will be fun. And if you're staked, it will not be stressful. So share that information with all the folks, all the friends. Share this information with everyone. Make a clip of it. Do whatever you want. Have some fun with creating some information. Of course, I'm going to make another little short video segment out of it myself and post it probably come tomorrow morning. That way, if anyone just wants to watch that instead of the whole live stream, they can. Yeah, totally forgot. Yeah, I forgot. It is a keychain, actually. Yeah, it technically it's not a wallet, right? It's you can't really call it a wallet. It's not a wallet. It doesn't hold any funds in there, and you can't actually put it. And essentially, you can delete it, you can remove it, and then type in your key phrase, your seed phrase, your keywords, whatever you want to call them, into a different system, and then it allows you to access those coins on the blockchain. So he's right. It's funny. Oh, look at that, folks. The 50 EMA is just now today. Looks like it's crossing this nice little point in time, which is, again, typically called the golden cross in crypto. This is usually a very bullish indicator in most cryptos. So we have that happening, and we are about to possibly cross this today. So get ready, strap on for a wild ride of what's happening here in the very near future. Yeah, HEX here like drugs, man. There you go. Yeah, this shit's like crack. You know what I mean? You start getting addicted to it, and you're like, I need more HEX. How do I get more T-shares? How do I get more HEX? I need more. You got some money? I need some money. I've sold all my stuff. I can't even do anything else. Oh shit, that's funny. People should reflect how one person, RH, made such an impact on our lives. We should aim to have positive impacts on others as we slowly make ourselves wealthy and use that wealth to make an impact. Yeah, and that's part of the whole mental preparation. Maddie Allen talks about it all the time, that sudden wealth syndrome. Guys, what are you going to do when you have the funds? Like, pretend like in your head you've already got there, you've already made the millions. How do you plan on doing something? Do you want to put forth something toward your community? Do you want to put forth something toward a charity? Do you have a cause that you've been wanting to give to that you haven't really been able to in the past because of struggles yourselves financially, and you don't want to put yourself even more of a financial strap? There's so many things that can be advantageous and beneficial. Start planning ahead so you know where you're going to go when you get there. Don't wait until you get there to try to figure it out. Like, start planning ahead right now. Crack, weed, heroin, HEX. Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's fire. Seriously. I'm correlated to T-shares. I think we all are, Alan. We all should be, at least. T-shares are amazing. They touch the tips. The golden tip. Yeah, folks, tips are touching right now. We're crossing streams. It's happening right before our very eyes. These streams are passing, they're crossing, and a nice little golden tip right here today. So looking forward to what's going to be coming here in the very near future. Heard it here first. Bullish signal. Smash that like button. Absolutely, Crypto Jake. Definitely do yourself and me even a favor and smash the like. It means a lot. And again, if you're appreciating the information, the content, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot as well to every single one who has subscribed recently. And looking forward to just continuing the journey with you on this crazy crypto journey. Now, I talked about this in the past. And what I wanted to try and see was if we could look at the wallets who have sacrificed for PulseChain and PulseX. And I found this website here. It's actually fatty.io. I'm not invested with them. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have any sacrifice with them or anything like that, but it's famous, and you know, it's the one here in the ecosystem that a lot of hexagons are very familiar with. But I love this information because they actually have right in here a nice little data set, so you can go into public, for example, and you can actually come on down to this website, and they actually have all of the Godwell addresses listed, or at least all known addresses associated with the Godwell. They also have the other SAC phases, PulseX, PulseChain, Liquid Loans, and XYZ, so on and so forth. The list goes on and on and on and on. But today, what I wanted to try to take a look at was, again, pull up the PulseChain sacrifice once again. And what's crazy about this, folks, and I'm sure if you don't remember, you know, I've said this in the past, but the fact that people are still sacrificing for PulseChain is mind-blowing, like absolutely wild. And again, if you don't believe me, you can go to etherscan.io. I don't advise this, by the way, for any single person, but again, you do you, boo. I can't control you. But if you just type in PulseChain on the etherscan.io website and just go to PulseChain sacrifice, you can see that people are still sacrificing to this day. Oh, 16 days ago. So it's been a while since people have sacrificed. I am actually shocked because every single time I was checking this previously, people were still sacrificing. This was just this year, January 19th, 2023. You got to understand the sacrifice was back in like June of 2021. Way back in the day, almost a year and a half plus already. So people were sacrificing, selling some HEX, 2,000 HEX, 1,000 Matic tokens, 3,000 Matic tokens, some USDC, USDT. And again, this blew my mind whenever I first saw it. I thought it was an absolute wild thing. I'm glad that people aren't so much sacrificing for this right now as well. But they also want to see if people are still sacrificing for PulseX now that people are kind of talking about it here more in the community. So you can again go to PulseX sacrifice and look at this information yourself. Look at that, $15 billion. $15 billion all sitting here primarily in HEX. $14.9 billion. There was 250 billion HEX sacrificed, and the chances that this ever moves or does anything is probably pretty low. So that is fire, folks, if you ask me. So if I go to token transfers, again, last transaction, love seeing it, was 18 days ago. So people have still sacrificed even up into the month of February. I thought it was crazy. Someone sacrificed 8 million Shiba. They were like, get rid of it to get the return. Okay, I actually want to test something out now. I'm very curious if people are getting credits for this. So let me see if I can go back to the PulseChain sacrifice, and I want to check something out and then kind of see. Yeah, so this is a great question right here, right? So get HEX, Anita says, I love that. Says, good morning, ATX. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful folks. Do they still get in if they sack now? This is a question that I have contemplated and asked myself. So, Richard Hart could have ended the sacrifice phase right away after the sack phase ended. He didn't. He allowed it to continue. And now that it's continued on for so long, you can't just end it one day. So I tried to figure out the math on what someone would get if they did sacrifice today. And I thought it was crazy because, again, if I go back and I can pull this up, PulseChain sacrifice, sacrifice leaderboard. No, it's not. Is it this one? Let me see if it's this website. No, that is straight up just a leaderboard there. Go to sheets. Trying to see if I have a calculation point value worksheet. No bonus. Okay. So this was a little spreadsheet that I made when the sacrifice phase just started in PulseChain. I was just trying to kind of get an idea of what you would get, how many points you would get, so on and so forth. So again, on day 1 through 5, it was essentially a flat fee of 1 you would get, and then after day 5, it increased 5% per day. And so you would lose out on essentially 5% per day. So originally for $1, you would get 10,000 points. Well, nowadays, let's just see if we can break this down a couple of ways, because I actually have this. So someone sacrificed 255 hex here. Okay, now let's do the math and figure out 255 divided by 0.06. Nope, backwards. 255 times 0.06. So that's essentially $15 worth of hex divided by, okay, so now I just need to do 255 divided by 15. Okay, so for essentially 17 hex, I guess I could have done that a little differently. I was just trying to see kind of like how much they would end up getting. So for 17 hex, or $17, yeah. So this person sacrificed roughly about $17 worth of hex, okay? And that's all the math that I just did. So if I go back over here and say they sacrificed $17, that just seems so freaking low. You would then come over here and say how many points you would get per dollar, right? And so I broke this down, and this actually list went all the way down, and I actually had to update the list to reflect the updated dates. So we're now into May of 2022, September, and February. Okay. Today is February 22nd of 2023. So this would be what you would get for the amount. This is the amount of you would get per dollar. You would get 0.0. I can't even say it. It's a lot of zeros, and that's just a terrible return. But let's just type this in. So this person right here would only get 0.00000, amount of PulseChain. The total points don't even calculate on here because the zeros don't even go far enough. So this person would only get, assuming they sacrificed $17, they would only get 0.000007535 pulse per dollar. That is awful, by the way. Because if you can imagine, when the sacrifice phase was in fact going, you were getting 10,000 points per dollar. So that person who sacrificed $17 would actually end up with 170,000 PulseChain when the sacrifice was actually going. Now, because they sacrificed so freaking late, they're only getting, it's not even worth it to say like that. You literally getting, you could go to freepulse.io and get more PulseChain than this person sacrificed. You could literally go to freepulse.io, click I'm a human right here, and you could actually end up getting nice little hamster pictures. That's a rabbit, hamster, that's a rabbit, hamster, cool. You could literally do this, bam, even if you only get one right here, like this number, because you got one, you just got more pulse than you did if you sacrificed for PulseChain right now. Stop sacrificing. It's a stupid idea. Stop doing it, right? It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. But what I wanted to find out, and let's see if we can figure this out. What I wanted to find out if people would still get credit. And so there was a sacrifice checker that allowed you to essentially see if you got sacrificed. Now the latest this was updated was December 1st of 2022. So I do have to at least go back to December 1st of 2022. So let's just kind of pull this up here. So this wallet would have technically been counted. That's 2 hex. I'm not even gonna pull that one up here. Let's see if I can find one that has more hex or more dollars or more anything. All right, so October, 500 hex, 3,000 hex, $6,000. Cool, let's do this one right here. So November 15th of 2022. I was curious if this would show up on the sacrifice checker. And I haven't tested this out. So y'all are seeing this live for the first time with me to try to see if they will get it. So let's see, paste in that address. They will, bam. So this literally shows that, oh, because they already have other sacrifices. That doesn't count. Let me go find one that, because I was like, you're not getting 189 million for sacrificing. Yeah, he did the sacrifice on July 16th of 2021 for 100,000 hex. that makes more sense. So based on this right here, this shit right here, it doesn't look like they are getting credit for sacrificing. Now again, this is using the website to check out the sacrifice balance to see what would happen using the latest date. And I'm going to go back maybe even a little bit further on here to see if we can really find out if they are getting anything. So let's go to, we'll just do September. What's a good amount here? I'll just use this address, forget about it. So September of 2022, are they still getting credit? They're one. Is that because they didn't? So anyone who didn't sacrifice, by the way, for PulseChain will get 1 pulse. If you don't know that already, fun fact, they have it built into the code so that way you can transact on the very first day should you not have been in a fortunate position to have sacrificed for PulseChain. So, and they did sacrifice for PulseX. So they got some coming right there, 272,000. Now we did some fun math the other day, and again, like this is just based on some fun information here for a good profit taking, a good becoming a crypto millionaire situation. So this particular person, 250,000 divided by 10,000 would be $25. So let's just start with this person having $25, okay? Now this person could easily turn that $25 into $12,975 within about a year. And why do we know this to be about a year? Because on average, so far, all the decentralized exchanges have done a 519x within the first year based on all the other decentralized exchange launches, how they've performed, and then averaging it out to make it an average of what's possible. Now, let's get crazy here and say that PulseChain and PulseX go and do some wild things. PulseX will do a 4,000x. Well, guys, that turns that $25 right there into $100,000. Again, let me say that once again, turning $25 with the 4,000x, and that could be possible within the next 3 to 5 years. Again, you got to have a longer term mentality, especially if you are starting out with a smaller initial balance. You do not want to be trying to figure out this stuff when the time comes. So make sure that you have the 5 P's: proper preparation prevents poor performance. Set a plan, execute the plan, and then watch it grow, because that can easily have this happen where you do a 4,000x within 4 years or even 3.8 years. So pretty freaking wild stuff there. Wow, that's some crazy stuff. Yeah, the price of X going back up 6.0171 cents. And let's say what's up to chat. So assuming, based on what I'm seeing here, to go back to this question, based on what I saw with checking the sacrifice checker, no, they don't get credit. However, I do believe that Richard Heart will still provide some sort of credit. I just don't think that they should be rewarded for sacrificing a year and a half later. But that's my own personal opinion. They all might just get 1 for sacrificing so late. Because even if you use this number here and change this up to say you sacrifice, say, $200,000, you still would not have 1 pulse. Does that make sense? Like you would literally have 8/10, no, even less, 8/100ths of a penny of pulse. Like you would not even get 1. That's $200,000 being sacrificed. Not worth it. Not worth it. Let's assume they add another 0 on top of this. 2 mil. And again, if you're sacrificing 2 mil right now, you're stupid. I'll just say that much right now. You're straight stupid. Cool. So that's the spreadsheet there that I have that I like to share, and it's a fun little spreadsheet that I made because this will calculate the 5% increase per day, and it has continued to go up 5% every single day. So the return that you get right now is shit, if you ask me. Not worth it. Do not do it. It does not make sense. Go back to look at the HEX chart. Nice and pretty there. All right, read some chat. Say what's up to some folks. We got all I know is I'm going to be making yield to the point where I can choose to work or not have to work. Yes. Someone asked me the other day, like when do you become free? And that question was kind of like a fun question if you ask me, because it's a similar, it's like if you still want to work, you'll have the luxury of being able to work, but because you want to work, not because you have to. And for some folks, that's freedom. Other folks need freedom where they're financially free. They don't have any debt. Other folks have other freedom where they never have to work another job again. There's so many different versions of freedom, and you got to figure that definition out for yourself. But based on all that, freedom is right around the corner, folks. So I agree with that, Alan. Excuse me. I may have to never need to sell PulseX at this point. Money printer, not financial advice. Hey, Tony Bonboni, appreciate you joining as a subscriber. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that as well. You forgot a 0. Your animal recognition game is fire. Oh shit, yeah, whenever you try to click something too fast, it's like, that's not a bunny, that's a fucking rabbit. Those captchas always piss me off. I hate the ones where it's like a full stoplight, for example, and it's like, choose the ones that pick, have a stoplight in them, and you're like, I see the stoplight right there. I can see the outline of a stoplight in this frame. Do I click it? Do I not click it? And there's a funny GIF that came out showing that same thing where people start sweating, wondering if it's there or not. I think that shit is hilarious if you ask me. It really is. Facts, says Crypto Jake. Maybe they want quality for possible airdrops to sacrificers in the future. That's true. Yeah, there's always reasons. And again, like, they're not doing a lot, right? When we look at this amount, and I pull up here, they aren't doing anything crazy. Like once in the past, you would still see people sacrificing, like some folks sacrifice like 6,000 USDC. I thought that was a little bit absurd, if you ask me. Just because, again, like, why would you, there's so much better use that you could have done with that 6,000. If you're doing something small, 229, 28, something like that, it's not gonna hurt you, right? You're not gonna be worried or concerned about it. So it is funny that, some people would do it. It's like $17. I'm sure you've spent $17 at like a Whataburger before or something like that. So again, I don't think that's too crazy. The ones that get me are when I start seeing they sacrifice like not really even this one, but you start seeing like 100,000 of a token, or 7,000. There was a $7,000 USDT, a $2,000, and again, this is a little bit crazy. This is almost a year after the sacrifice had ended. Now I'm curious to see if this one counts. Now you got me curious. I'm in this like curiosity mode where I want some answers. This one doesn't even show up being counted. So yeah, I don't know how the sacrifice checker, if it's updated, how it works, because again, they showed that it was updated as of December 1st, 2022, and yet every single one that I checked that are all the way from August of 2022 still aren't showing up under the sacrifice checker. So not really sure if that means they are getting credit, if they aren't getting credit. I don't know. I don't know. Mad gains for $25. Yeah. Seriously, mad gains, guys. And that's why you have to start setting forth a strategy to come up with a good system that you're going to have for yourself, right? Are you taking profits? Are you not taking profits? What I would say is you can use some of the funds and some of the profits if you missed out, say for example, on any of these opportunities, to possibly move over some of this profit right here of 100,000, or even well before that, assuming we just have a 50x multiple, for example, and you turn $25 into $1,200, well, maybe you end up taking $100 and moving it into PulseChain. And then PulseChain can go and do a 300x or whatever, and then you turn that 100 into 30,000, and then you can use some of those profits to move it over here into HEX. So you move 5,000 between the two, and then you end up doing a 50x over here, and all this stuff can happen. And so you end up turning what was essentially only $5,200 into something like $281,000, all within pretty much a year time frame, in my opinion, if done properly and if done right. So I think some people need to start making sure they have something set forth for themselves, for a path, whatever makes sense, so you can make sure that you make the best possible decision. Love it. Smash the like button, and don't forget, subscribe. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen to Crypto Jake. They know what they're talking about. Do you share your Google Charts ATX? Yeah, so I do, but that's through my Patreon. So by joining my Patreon down link below, you can get access to all those charts that I have. The PulseChain charts, the profit taking charts. You can have the PulseChain launch price prediction chart, and you get access to my Discord and many other things as well. But again, that is by joining my Patreon to answer that question in the nice little entry level of $5.55. So if you just want access to those particular ones. So hopefully that answered that question. And yeah, let's go here. Give me 1 second, open here. So if you actually go to this website right here, you can see I have two different sites. One of them starting out at $5.55, another one starting out at $55.55, where we end up doing a monthly discussion, diving in a little bit deeper, answering more questions, doing even more technical analysis and what you're looking for. But yeah, those are the two examples of what you get with that as well. So that is available. If you want to check it out, you definitely can. All right, back to some questions that we were talking about. Thanks, boss. Yeah, Tony, of course. Thank you, my man. Let's go. Absolutely. Funkmaster Hex. Yes, sir. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Can I play with SafeMoon for your Patreon? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But bless you. I just think that SafeMoon is a funny coin because it was supposed to be like such a great return of profit, or such a good safe bet. And then I think the chart has just gone nothing but down. For shits and giggles, I'm gonna go fucking look at it real quick just because. But yeah, absolutely. Bless you. Cool. We're just gonna type it in versus BUSD so I can see it in chart form. Daily. Let's go to monthly. such a fail, bro. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this is one of those examples that I just find comical, because it was supposed to be such a safe bet. and then it went up, and it actually went up quite a bit. You know what I mean? It actually went up roughly 200. This isn't the full chart, right? It doesn't look like it's a full chart, but it actually went up quite a bit. It was one of those coins that ended up doing quite a bit of return. And since then, it's actually gone down 93%, and it really doesn't have any upside potential. I don't see anything coming. I don't think it has any catalyst to do anything. It has very little liquidity. Yeah, it's just... Oh shit, that's funny, dude. That's a funny chart to look at. Another chart just for fun, for shits and gigs, right? Let's take a look over here, hide these, and pull this one up right here. So this is the crypto heat map right now. It looks like most of crypto is feeling some pain today. There's basically red all around. HEX is actually up right now, and it's actually one of the few that are positive. That's another way you can tell that HEX isn't really correlated to Bitcoin or Ethereum, because most of these altcoins are paired with Ethereum. So when Ethereum drops, well, guess what? They also fall, right? And yet HEX is still pumping. So soon we'll see it break away and not even factor that in. This is another little example here based on the overall chart from HEX. HEX is outperforming every other crypto in the top 10, at least, cryptos that are available for the market. And one of them is doing shittier than the others. You can always look over here on the side if you're trying to get a curious view of which one I'm talking about, the shitty one that's all the way at the bottom. But again, this is just a nice little example of what's really gone on, what's happened. This isn't right from the beginning of the year, so let's pull this up here from January. There you go. So this is a good little almost 215 percentage gain, and it actually almost got as high as, it has already gotten as high as 300%. So I must not be back on the exact first day, but that's all good. There is no other crypto out there right now that's even performing as good as HEX. Hedron's following closely behind it, mainly because, again, Hedron is paired to HEX. So Hedron's right here, this little line that you see. All right, let's see what's going on with chat real quick. Say what's up to everybody once again. Appreciate everyone tuning in, joining the stream, having fun in chat, and just being an absolute blast. Oh, can I pay with SafeMoon? Dude, I need to work on my reading. Oh shit, too funny, lol. I didn't even read that correctly. I thought we were just talking about SafeMoon in that little message, but to answer that question, God. Oh, I want no part of SafeMoon, my friend. I don't want you paying with HEX. I don't want you doing any of that either. I think you should hold on to your HEX and make sure that you get it there. If you want to donate some ERC20s to me that you just don't feel like holding on to anymore, I do have a wallet down in the description below. You're welcome to send them over there, and I'll take them off your hands, and I won't do anything with it. So that's just fun what it is. But yeah, LOL, I was kidding. Thank you so much, Jason. That is the link for the Patreon as well. You can definitely click that just to make it simple. You have $11 buy. There you go. Yeah. And so there are some folks that have done like an $11 buys on here. You can see like $100 and that kind of stuff. $250. Yeah, there's some folks that are doing $160. Simple little buys here, right? There's a $15 buy right here. Lol. I love that though, guys. That's just getting in, you know what I mean? Get in where you fit in. Let's see how much HEX they have. Now you got me curious. With your $15 buy, you're gonna have me look at your wallet. So they have 1,700 HEX, and they are holding other tokens as well. And let's take a little peeky weeky if they've ever done any sort of staking with their HEX at this point in time. They could be brand new to our ecosystem. If you are, welcome to HEX, my friend. It's going to be an absolute blast and a fun journey. But based on what we're seeing here, they have not staked anything before, and that makes sense. I don't expect them to. Again, if you have a small amount of HEX, if you do stake, you want to go long, folks. Like if you have something like this particular person here, where you have 1,700, not that one, where you have $1,700 or 1,700 HEX, for example, then personally, I would say go long in this one, right? Why is that? Because you can really see a much better idea of what you can get. So let's just do this here. 1,700 HEX is roughly about $130. We're gonna go 55.55. And we're going to do one stake just to give you an example. That would give you 192 B shares. After doing that one stake right there, this is projected in USD, so it's perfect. You would end up turning what is essentially $100 into 1,000. That's not correct. View. Why is this not pulling up properly? Am I seeing it backwards? It would turn $100 into $8,600. I think it'll be much more than that. This is definitely on only an 84x, and I think we have a lot higher potential to go. Oh, because I have it set so low over here. Okay, cool. So let's just pull this up and see HEX price hitting. You know what? I'll use the numbers I talked about earlier in the stream. So we'll say $26, and that would end up turning $100 right now into $414,000 if they ended up staking it for 15 years, maximizing everything. They would end up only doing $47,000 in principal, and the interest and yield they would earn would be $366,000. That is the advantage of maximum compound interest. Now again, this is all assuming these numbers can all change as well. I think eventually we are going to be seeing 12 HEX per T share. We're going to be seeing probably higher 17 HEX per T share in the future, and this number will just get higher and higher and higher and higher. You can really try to play all this out yourself and see which one's going to be the most beneficial for you and have some fun with that as well. Yep, you can see it on the 1 minute chart to avoid nausea. LOL, I bought that at the beginning of my crypto journey and sold near the top. Hey, moved it all into HEX. Whew, that's wiping some sweat off your face for show. Yeah, that particular chart, you would have to look at it on the 1 inch chart. Jason, share my TikTok, guys. Go join my TikTok as well. I'm trying to be able to stream on TikTok. You have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok in order to stream. Silly as it is, I tried doing some requests to try to get around it, saying that, you know, my viewers wanted me over there and all that good stuff, and they were like, no, you need 1,000 followers, and I'm like, all right, shit. So to anyone who's watching right now, if you just click on the link that Jason sent, or go just check out TikTok yourself if you don't trust links for whatever reason because you just have that level of caution. That's perfectly fine. Just go to TikTok, look up ATX Crypt, you'll find me, and you'll actually be able to follow me over there, and it would mean a lot. At least hopefully get some live streams going there, maybe do some prizes, whatever the case may be. We'll figure that out. How do you get a comparative chart HEX versus the rest again? So when you're in say TradingView, for example, on this chart right here, all you have to do is literally just go in here and just click add. So whenever you say compare or add, and it may be hard to see exactly where I'm at right here, but again, I'm up here right next to the HEX USDC. So when you click on that, you can then pull this up and type in any particular coin that you're wanting to compare it against, and you know, have a fun little system here. If I want, say, HEX to be in not necessarily the line form, I can change out what type it is, and I can change how it looks and all that stuff down here. So again, like if you want to see, like, say for example, the HEX chart, and you zoom back out on that, and say I just want to look over here. Yeah, oops. I just click on here, click on candles, and then I can see, say, the HEX chart. But again, this is a little bit more confusing, especially considering everything else is already lined. So I just throw it back to line. But that's how you can kind of adjust it. You can compare and contrast many coins, as many as you want. I don't think there's a limit to that, even on your free TradingView system. At least I've never run into a limit, but if you end up running into a limit, that just means you're probably trying to do too many, if you ask me. So we're gonna compare and actually see here. Let me turn all these off as well. We have the moon phase that I just like to look at. No, do I even want to look at the moon phase right now? Yeah, fuck it, might as well. I'm already here. Moon phase. Go to daily. Go to, not that one, go to candles. All right, so this is the moon phase chart here. Again, I had to adjust it as well for moon phases. So my full moon is actually the bright one, my new moon is the dark one. So if you do this yourself, you're going to be needing to adjust it. Typically with the energy of the moon, you have a 5-day window before and after, and a full moon cycle where you're going to have a bearish pattern, and then new moon you have a bullish pattern 5 days before and after. So we are coming up now into the new, full moon phase in the next couple of weeks. So just kind of keep that in mind. Hi, Peso. Hi. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my goodness. Did you get a toy? Did you get a toy? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You got a toy? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. This is Peso. It's Peso. He's one of our boarding trains. My wife is a dog trainer. And so he's a little puppy that gets to stay with us for a few days or a few weeks. He's going to come back and visit us in March again. So y'all will get to see you'll get to see his beautiful face again. Say hi, Peso. He doesn't bark. It's all good. All right, go get her. Ready? Go, Peso. Fucking crazy. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that little puppy. He's so freaking cute. All right, yeah, so that's how you get the chart versus all of them. You on fire, bro. Yeah. Thanks for the awesome content. Crypto Jake, thank you so much for that as well. Imagine buying HEX and you don't pay a tax to buy. LOL. Some of my onboards were baffled, lol. Yeah, dude, like, and man, onboarding someone into crypto is a pain in the arse, don't get me wrong. But Charleston, what's happening, my friend? Hey guys, wife changing money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you start seeing gains like that we just showed here on this chart right here, they call it that wife changing money. Oh goodness. I am perfectly content with the wife that I have. She is perfect, she's awesome, she's amazing. And maybe one day, y'all may get a chance to meet her. We'll see. Diaper changing money. You could buy avocado toast with that money. You can go buy some eggs with that money. Yeah, we got egg buying money when we start getting into that one. When are you going to take your Xmas tree down, lol? It is pretty though. Thank you so much, Denise. It stays up all the time. It stays up year round. I'd much rather have this pretty tree pre-lit, looking gorgeous, instead of a plant that I'm going to end up killing. So I've said this before many times, but I've had a tree up for probably 7 years now, 8 years. It just doesn't come down. So anticipate it in all my future streams as well. That's just how it works, Denise. Yeah, awesome. Many thanks. Love your spreadsheets. Thank you. Do you listen to Waters Above? Yeah, I've checked him out. He says some crazy stuff, in my opinion. Talking about lizard people and that kind of stuff. And I don't know how far down the conspiracy rabbit hole I go myself, but that was probably a little bit overboard in that regard. But yeah, I've listened to him before. I listened to him. I found him through the Crypto Coffee channel and started checking him out from there. He had some good price calls that have happened that have actually come to fruition. But again, it's just another metric. And again, like, so if you're talking with people, you want to take in as much information as you possibly can and then make your own investment thesis to figure it out. So you want to hear the contrarian view sometimes, you want to hear the moon boy theory sometimes, you want to hear all these theories and then have to come up with whatever makes sense for you, your own investment thesis, your own profit taking strategies, all that stuff. And so, yeah, I do check them out though. Crypto Jake says, what up? What up, dog? Yeah. What up, doggy? Yeah, that little doggy is so cute, man. His name is Peso. Peso. Motherfucker, cute, dude. All right, guys, that's going to be wrapping it up the stream. I had an absolute blast today. Come back tomorrow for another banger. Catch you in the next one. Peace.